am making a series of animated videos during the COVID pandemic about a dog, female, named Tit. At that time, the dog lived with a small family. There was a boy in a small village. The dog always played with the boy named Bo, and the family was very happy. But the pandemic happened. Everything changed chaotically. COVID broke out, the boy and his family had to be quarantined in a concentration camp in a short time, and the dog Tit was left in her hometown. And at this time, the dog was pregnant and about to give birth. Let's continue the story about the dog surviving and staying and raising the family's small dogs, as well as everyone overcoming until the pandemic was controlled and reunited with the boy Bo's family. After Bo's family was quarantined, Tit ran around the village looking for him, calling out Bo's name, but the only response was silence and a tense atmosphere. The village was now as quiet as if no one had ever lived there. Tit returned to the small house, curled up in front of the door, waiting in vain. Then, one night of heavy rain, Tit began to go into labor. In the cold, wet, and lonely weather, Tit gave birth to 4 tiny puppies. Each cry echoed in the dark like a new ray of hope in the midst of the epidemic. With no one to take care of her, Tit was forced to fend for herself and her pups. She learned to break open bags of rice scattered from abandoned houses and dig for leftover potatoes from her neighbors' gardens. On cold days, she would bring dry branches and straw home to make a warm nest for her pups. The pups grew up, but so did danger. A pack of wild dogs appeared, fighting for food, threatening Tit's nest. In a fierce confrontation, Tit was injured while protecting her pups. But from then on, the wild dogs gradually stayed away. They respected her as a brave mother wolf. As independent life became familiar, Tit began to go further, out of the garden across the village. She found houses with food left, where there were old people who could not go into quarantine because they were too weak. She brought pieces of bread and pieces of meat to each house. She was like a postman, a silent carrier during the epidemic, bringing a small hope to the remaining people. One day, while running past the abandoned village school, she heard the radio, "The epidemic situation is under control. People in the quarantine camps are about to return home." That day, the sky was unusually clear. Tit led her children to stand in front of the gate, where she had been waiting for Bo for so many days. And then, a truck stopped. The door opened, little Bo jumped out, shouting, "Tit!" The scene was filled with tears. Bo hugged Tit tightly in her arms, unable to believe that she was still alive, unable to believe that she now had a bunch of children following her. Bo's family was moved to tears, bursting with happiness.